Six Reviews. Today, the third episode of our 6th annual Halloween special.
And it's a better one because it's got me in it, of course.
Yes. Today we're going to be talking about The Fog, another John Carpenter film. Came out a couple of years after the original Halloween. Kind of associated with that because it had Jamie Lee Curtis.
Pretty much a classic.
Yeah, I think Jamie Lee Curtis hadn't really done much between the original Halloween and this film.
Yeah, I think when she did the original Halloween, she was only really known as being like somebody else's daughter, wasn't she? Because her mum was like a scream queen.
Yeah, she was in the original Psycho, I think it was, and she's
Similar.
actually in this as well. Forget her name now. What was the actress's name? Can't really remember. Janet Leigh. There you go. That was Jamie Lee Curtis' mum. She's not hugely prominent in this film. It's more sort of a glorified string of cameos really in the film. There's a few other familiar faces. If you're familiar with John Carpenter films, there's no Donald Pleasance in this one because he did do quite a lot of his, but Adrienne Barbeau, who was married to John Carpenter, I think this was the first film he did with her. She was also in Escape from New York as well.
It's also got the very kind of trademark kind of theme that he kind of tends to go for, the theme music.
Oh, the music, yeah. Yeah, he tends to do a lot of his own scores. Well, I think it was most of them, to be honest.
And it kind of worked very well in like Halloween, like other ones he's done.
Yeah. So basically, the plot of it is very simplified. Do you want to maybe explain?
Yeah, I mean, it's basically a ghost story that the ancestors of this like town in like New England or somewhere, or
something like that.
Yeah, had wrecked this ship, and now, like 100 years later, the drowned crew of the ship are back for revenge, and they come with a fog. When it rolls in out of the sea, there's like zombies in it, basically.
And they have a small number of victims that they want to kill. Is it 5 or 6? Can't remember.
Yeah, for the 5 conspirators that met and like plotted the destruction of this. Basically, it was like a plague ship. There were lepers trying to move from a leper colony to like a better place on the mainland, but these like people who lived in San Antonio Bay are like, fuck that, we're not having like a leper colony like within spitting distance of us.
Yeah, well, both had turf within spitting distance.
No.
So it didn't end well, but they had some gold with them, I think, as well, didn't they? And,
well, yeah, the head of the expedition was supposed to be quite wealthy, which is why, I mean, they kind of wanted rid of them because they didn't really want the leper colony, but they also wanted rid of them because they wanted the money.
Yeah, so the gold got moulded into a giant cross, didn't it? And then
well, at least what wasn't used to build the town.
Yeah.
The vicar like stole the rest of it and like hid it away. So returning that to them is supposed to like solve the problem, but it kind of doesn't.
Yeah.
Because they return at the end to claim the 5th victim anyway.
Yeah. So quite effective as well because the way that they did it, the fog kind of rolls in, and they shot various different sequences with various different methods. They had some sort of indoor sets, I think, at some points, because obviously having smoke and fog outside, it's all just going to kind of dissipate easily.
And it is also funny with this being like quite low tech. A lot of this time it is just like, oh, we've got a fog machine and then we're going to like shine a light into it to like create the creepy glowing fog effect. Like seriously, after watching this, I was on my way to work, car headlights travelling through the fog, and it's like, shit.
Yeah, it looks identical.
Like, oh shit.
Exactly. So I think that one of the other things that's pretty good about this film was the just some of the other like supporting cast, in it as well, and it's got various different people. They all kind of come together at the end, don't they?
Yeah, it kind of builds up with like 2 or 3 different storylines that sort of slightly intermesh, and then as it goes on, they get more tightly interwoven until it all kind of culminates at the end with like a scene at the lighthouse and a scene at the church.
Yeah. But I think it's one of those films that's a bit, well, maybe more recent times it's been a little bit more respected. To me, it always felt like it was one of the lesser known ones. I guess in more recent times they did that remake, didn't they?
Yeah, I mean, the remake was okay, although the ending was very lacking. But at least it did do the kind of the same thing as the Assault on Precinct 13 remake. It kind of trod a lot of the same ground, but it wasn't like a full remake. It kind of did its own thing. It was more inspired by, if you get me.
Yeah, I think both remakes came out around about the same time, didn't they? But I never saw the remake of this. I like the remake of Assault on Precinct 13.
the Assault on Precinct 13 remake was a lot better than the Fog remake, but the Fog remake, like I say, it's more tolerable than a lot of other remakes. It's not trying to like replace the original. It's like you could watch that and the original.
Yeah.
They're like two different takes in it because the remake's more of a ghost story than like zombies in the fog. Because this is more like a haunted ship. You know, there's actually like a physical ship out there somewhere they're coming from.
Yeah, some pretty nasty effects in this as well, because there's not a lot of gore that you see. It's usually sort of these things come out and grab people and they'll sort of drag them away, and you'll hear this like really nasty, like tearing noise.
Like the close up of boat hooks like being smashed into people and things like that.
Yeah, it's done in a very effective way. If you've seen the original Halloween, it's quite similar in some of the effects to that as well. Same with the score as well, how the music was kind of used to create jump scares. And this was before it was like a really tired cliche like it is nowadays, basically. And
it's very much like it's literally a classic ghost story. It even starts with like an old man like telling like a ghost story of like the shipwreck and Spivey Point and all this.
Yeah.
And you just find out little things that goes on throughout it, like, you know, they find this bit of wood from the ship and they find out a little bit here and a little bit there, and by the end of it they've kind of pieced it all together and they're like, oh shit.
Yeah, it's one of those things as well where it kind of balances, like, to a degree anyway, what John Carpenter called the left and the right wing of horror. Nothing to do with left and right wing politics. This was more...
Because this was back in a time when it wasn't fucking current year and we could ignore that bullshit.
Yeah, where it was about the man telling the story around the campfire, which is how this film starts, basically. And you've got... there's two versions of it. There's one where he says the evil is out there, it's in the woods, it's going to come and get you. That's your right wing of horror. But then your left wing of horror is the same scenario as telling a horror story, but the evil is actually in there. And I think with this, it's majorly the right wing of horror, where the evil is out there. It's thinking the fog is going to come and get you. But then at the end of the film, like you say, when it kind of culminates, you find out the evil is actually in there. It's in their town. It's from within. So it's got a nice little mix there. And I think John Carpenter did that a lot, like with The Thing as well. It's got, you know, it's out there. It's going to get you. But then it's also within. It's, you know, it's you don't know who it is. It's conspirators and all that kind of thing. So nice balance anyway.
But yeah, you've got the, like what we showed you originally, the DVD release. That's the special edition you've got there.
With loads of extra features. But then you can upgrade massively on the Blu-ray.
To the Blu-ray.
With no extra features.
Well, yeah, absolutely nothing on this one. What's the quality like, though? Does it...
The quality was decent, but coming up, as we're recording this will be out by now. It's out Monday the 29th of October. It's also getting a cinema release. It's been remastered in 4K. You can get it on standard Blu-ray, remastered in 4K, but you can also get it on 4K UHD Blu-ray. I'm going to
be interested in seeing how well it does, like, remastered and stuff, because these films weren't shot to like a ridiculously high quality. I mean, they're not like shot on shitio type things, but they weren't like
colours.
Yeah, there's not like a huge, like, you know, ton of money behind them when they were made, is what I was meaning.
Yeah, I think it's because they've gone right back to the original prints and they've tidied them up, and with 4K it's your colours, and I think with the fog it could be things like when you've got the glow in the mist, I imagine that'll look really nice.
Which, also, like I say, it's good when they actually go back and do that, and they won't just like, we're going to re-release this. It's probably about the same quality as you'd have got on the DVD, but we're going to charge you Blu-ray prices for it. And we're going to drop all the special features.
They did it with The Thing as well. I mean, you can get like the Blu-ray of The Thing that's been out for years, but an Arrow Video did a really nice, tidied up Blu-ray. And I always liked this version that's been out for years of The Thing. But then I think early this year I got this version and it was so much better. So I'm hoping that that's what they've done. They're also re-releasing Prince of Darkness, Escape from New York, and They Live on this 4K. I think, which ones is it now? Prince of Darkness and Escape from New York have been delayed till the end of November. But weirdly, we watched this film quite recently on Blu-ray.
Yeah, we did.
I didn't know that they were re-releasing this in 4K.
So I think it was literally like a couple of weeks later, you're like, shit.
Fresh in my memory. So
God damn it.
I'll re-watch it again so soon. But
but it's doing a good tab for the collection. So how much are you paying for the Steelbox?
Well, I did a video yesterday. It was on the channel as I'm recording this. It was yesterday, a few days ago. This goes up, but £25 if you get them off Zavvi. About £30 if you get them off Amazon. But they come in like a bigger box set. But I wasn't
Did they come with the special features, do you think?
Yes, they do. They come with the standard Blu-rays, which has your extra features on them.
Which, let's face it, that's what you want when you're updating. I mean, quality is important and like better quality is always good. But you also don't want to be losing features just because you've upgraded. That's like,
yeah,
hey, I've got a new phone, it's got all these extra features, but it doesn't have like a camera in it. Like, what the fuck would be the point of that, you know?
Yeah. But I don't really know exactly. I think that I don't know about the extras on the fog. Probably should have looked that up. I don't know whether it's still going to have to hang on to the DVD because that's got all your behind.
Well, at least it has something, is what I was meaning, not like nothing.
From what I understand, yeah.
That's good.
But there's various different versions. Depends what country you're in as well, really, as to what all these what the extra bits are with them. But they're also getting a cinema release as well. I think all 4 of those films are at the very least. But again, with it being 4K, I think the fog will have certain bits will stand out with the high dynamic range of colours and certain bits. I know Halloween had a recent re-release in 4K. I wasn't too sure about how nice that would look. But Escape from New York, the bits that I've seen of that, of the remaster online, look pretty nice. And I think Prince of Darkness will have some moments, like the bit with the green tank where it's all swirling. I imagine that would stand out in 4K as well.
Yeah, because these were pretty low kind of budget. I mean, I don't think he had a lot of money going into them.
Yeah.
Which again is why stuff like Halloween's so kind of atmospheric, because he just didn't have the money to do more. You know, you had to be like quite sparing with Jason and how it was shot and, you know, things like that.
Michael Myers.
Michael Myers, yeah. Wow, Jason.
Name
Damn it!
So yeah, well, I think that the lower budget for a lot of his films allowed him to be forced him to be more creative.
Yeah.
I mean, some of his bigger studio films like The Thing and Big Trouble in Little China, he still put a lot into those as well.
Certainly, his older stuff like that are pretty high up on my list of favourite films.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the Thing is one of my top 10, definitely. Probably my favourite horror film, to be fair.
But yeah, things like Big Trouble in Little China, less so Assault on Precinct 13. I see the merits of it, but it's got its faults.
Yeah.
Big Trouble in Little China's fucking awesome. The Thing, again.
No, so I think that pretty much wraps it up, I guess, with The Fog. Good film, definitely recommend if you've not seen it.
Yeah, it's certainly one of my personal favourites of his, like, older films.
Yeah. Well, we're going to do some more videos leading up to Halloween anyway. I don't know exactly how many we're going to do, so depending on what night this goes on. The last video will conclude on Halloween itself. So we're going to do at least one more anyway, but we're not going to say what it's going to be. We're just going to let that drop online as and when. So, anything else to say?
No, it's fine as long as you don't drop them while we're filming it.
No, I wouldn't do that this year. That was a long time ago now. But yeah, we'll leave it there and say thank you very much for watching and don't have nightmares. Yes. Now I can't actually edit out the so you know. Oh shit! Oh! Damn it! Hang on, we've got like a window in there, like the majority.
Do we need to stop it going? Rip?
No, it's my tablet.
All right.
Yes.
Images. Topher M's your name. Ooh.
Soundcheck sorted out there.
Yeah. I think we're good to go.
Yes. Right. You ready?
Yes.
Damn it, what the hell? There was somebody knocking at the door before, I swear. Did you hear it?
I heard something. I didn't know he was knocking at the...
Right, Cor, would you like some honey?
I'm not having that stuff. It comes out of a dog's bum.
I don't. Well, what about marzipan? Would you like some marzipan?
Language, you.
Yes.